Hello and welcome to another episode of Back from the Future, where we like to talk about technology from the past, present and future. Now today we are going to be talking about the release of Ferrari's new and first electric vehicle, and this is totally electric. Now the guy who designed this car goes by the name of Jony Ive, and he's I think the chief designer of Apple. And he designed like the iPod and all this stuff, so it's all like very clinical, clean sort of design language that he's always known for. And I guess Ferrari thought, well, I actually don't know what they were thinking, because there's never been such a polarizing car like this ever. So originally when I heard about this Ferrari Luce, they're talking about the interior, and I thought this is a little bit weird, isn't it? Because Ferrari, mainly talk about the exterior of the car, or the design language of the exterior, and I thought this is a bit odd. Why are they making such a big deal on the interior? Why are they making such a big deal of this guy Jony Ive? What's the deeper story here? And the interior, yeah, it's all right. It's clinical, just like Apple is. It's clinical. It's interesting. It's got tactile analog functions within the car. Yeah, that's fine. And then we got to see what the exterior looked like, and I can say well and truly that they've gone and screwed this up bad, real bad. Real bad. They've gone left field. They've gone like totally in the direction Jaguar have gone. This is not a good look. This is not what Ferrari is about. I mean, when you buy a Ferrari or think about a Ferrari, when you see a Ferrari, you see legacy, you see heritage. You think of old man Enzo, who is very much like, the Godfather. That is who you think of, if you could make Goodfellas out of Enzo Ferrari, do you know what I mean? Or The Godfather, he is the epitome of Italian design, and the legacy and the history that goes along with Ferrari. And I think they've just pulled up the rain covers and let the water go in as well as the car. This is an absolute, I think I'm going to be straight a failure. This is an absolute, I don't know who they are directing this car at. Have they identified an audience? Who is this audience? And the retail price on this car is like $640,000 for an EV. And it's, this is not a good look. I will say that when they released the Sangue, their SUV, which they didn't call an SUV when it originally came out. If you remember, they said it's not an SUV, more like a crossover, but it's an SUV. And now they've accepted that it's an SUV. They got away with it. It had a V12, and they must have spent a lot of time looking at, making sure this car was pretty, and it was, and they pulled it off. Now, with the design choice they've used, I mean, it's functional, it's highly aerodynamic, but I think that, and it does 198 miles an hour top speed, which is incredible, and I'm sure underneath the engineering is spot on, and I'm sure the handling is spot on, the best that's out there. But the looks, the first bite is with the eye, they say, right? And never forget that, the first bite is with the eye. Get what it looks like on the inside. If it doesn't work on the outside, it don't matter what it looks like on the inside. No. I mean, what I'd say, and I'm being brutal with the Luce, is you could put lipstick on a pig, but don't expect it to win a beauty competition. It's not going to happen. And I don't know what the current CEO, what is his name, Benedetto Vigna, was thinking, honestly. I mean, I think I saw a video with Luca di Montezemolo, the former CEO, and he was not happy. he didn't, he kept his word short, but it was like, this is wrong. This is the wrong direction. You're sending out the wrong message.
Farei del male alla Ferrari. Si rischia la distruzione di un mito. Mi dispiace moltissimo.
Ma lo possiamo dare?
Spero che si tolga il cavallino almeno da quella macchina. Questa sicuramente è una macchina che almeno i cinesi non ci copieranno. Non avranno...
In the end of the day, the thing that I came to the conclusion of, they should have just branded this an Apple car and, sold it for £100,000, and it would have been classed as genius. But to slap a Ferrari badge on this car and then, claim it's a Ferrari and then try to sell it like a Ferrari at £600,000 is, it's going to be a tough call. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It's like if you've got a focus group of non-car people, maybe tech bros, I don't know, tech car savvy, Gen Zers in a focus group to come up with a design language of a car. That's what they would have come out with, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they did. They've completely lost their minds. Complete hubris. I think deep down they knew this car was going to fail. I think they knew this car was going to fail, so they thought at least make the interior interesting. And I think they've invested so much, ridiculous sums of money, and they thought, well, what do we do now? Let's just, hell or high water, let's just put it out there and see how it goes. They thought they could dress this pig up and hopefully pass it off for something else, and I don't think it's not going to work. And I think the internet is actually up in flames. The AI videos, I mean, even Nissan is trolling Ferrari by putting up a post, which I'll put up there, which shows the Nissan Leaf looks very similar to the Ferrari Luce, and they're basically saying, copying them is the ultimate, thank you to the ultimate compliment. They're not going to survive this. This is a train wreck, literally a train wreck. And I wonder what Lamborghini is thinking. I mean, I pray that Lamborghini doesn't go down the same road. I think they're going to look at this and think, no, this is not the right way to go. That CEO is going to be gone in 18 months. I guarantee Benedetto Vigna is not going to be around for very long. This is an absolute PR disaster. The stock prices fell as soon as that car came out. The stock prices fell. I mean, what does that tell you? People are not impressed. People are dumping their stock. They have all that history, all that everything about them, and they produce this. I'm going to let you guys go now. I think I've said enough, and hopefully you guys will join me on the next episode.
If you liked this video, please feel free to subscribe to our channel, press the bell notification button, and get notified when a new video comes out. Please leave a thumbs up. If you enjoyed this video, please leave comments and let us know what your thoughts and suggestions are for future videos.
And we will see you in the future, if there is one.